Hi, you guys. Hello. I was really struggling dropping those books off in the library just now. That was something else. But hello. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another weekly vlog. If you're new here, I am Serena. I just did that whole intro out of order, but it's okay. If you're new here, you didn't know that. And if you're not new here and you've been watching my videos for a while, welcome back. I just dropped off some books to donate at the library because I had the hardcovers of Twilight, and let's be real here, I am not going to pick them up again. I actually got them originally from another library that just had them on their free shelf, so I did take them because I knew at one point I was going to reread them, and I did for the most part. I still have not, to this day, I still have not finished Breaking Dawn. That is a fun fact. I have read through Eclipse so far. Have not read through Breaking Dawn in its entirety. But at 28, and there's the movies, I could always just go watch the movies. Have not seen Breaking Dawn Part 1 or Part 2 yet. I'm just going to go watch the movies. I'm not going to add them to my TBR. Yeah, it's fun to have them on my shelves, but realistically, I'm trying to make room for new things. So I dropped those off. My sister had some books that she wanted me to drop off, so I just did a whole dump in there. Could not for the life of me get a setup that, didn't make me feel awkward, because people were walking back and forth a lot. So, whatever. Hopefully I got at least one clip. Maybe two. It's Wednesday. I am going to do something a little different for this vlog. I am actually going to set a TBR for this vlog to hold me accountable, and that way it gives you guys an idea of what I'm reading over the course of the next probably 4 to 5 days that I do this, because it is Wednesday when I'm starting this. I just started Daydream by Hannah Grace. Ooh, today? Yeah, technically I started it yesterday, but I didn't get very far into it yesterday, so I'm kind of saying that I started it today, because as of today, I think I'm maybe 10 or 15% through it. I've been listening to the audiobook. Ooh, that's ready for me to borrow. Fun. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me just borrow this from Libby, because if I don't borrow it now, it might give it to somebody else, and I want to listen to that now. I am 10% into it. Not very far into it. I do like Henry's character, and I did like Hannah Grace's author's note at the beginning of the audiobook. I thought that was pretty interesting, because a lot of the talk around Henry's character was, is he going to get a diagnosis for his ADHD and learning issues? And she was basically just saying, no. Some people go through life not knowing if they have medically diagnosed ADHD, OCD, learning disabilities, things like that. And she just wanted that to be his character. And I kind of appreciated that. I thought that was nice of her to include. So I'm reading that. And then I also think this week we are going to read, I think we're also going to read Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I started that one also, and then the audiobook was due back at the library. So now I have that one back. I think we're going to start with those two and maybe dip into 9-Month Contract by Amy Dawes. Very new to me author, but I did get approved for an arc of, I think, the book 2 to this. So I want to get book 1 out of the way so I can get book 2 done, and then work on my NetGalley score, because it is rough right now, and I'm getting approved for arcs that I didn't even think I had a shot at getting approved at. So my goal is to tackle that in June and get that score up. I put that for a lot of books I had requested years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and then my reading taste majorly changed. So I did send feedback that it's just my reading score, my reading preferences had changed. So I wasn't going to force myself to read it and then give a not good review because I didn't like it, So I had put that in my feedback back to the publishers. I don't know if that hinders my score or not, or puts me on a bad list with those publishers, but I was just telling the truth. So my goal is to only request books that I know for sure I'm really going to like. And I've been doing that, and I've been getting approved for them, which is such a blessing. So for June, since I do have to set a June TBR, but I'm not going to do that in this video. That's going to be a different video. I think my June TBR is going to be highly controlled by my NetGalley. Yeah, I think that's going to be the vibe, because there's a lot of good books on my NetGalley that I just need to read. So figured, why not? All right. I've yapped now for almost 6 minutes, so let's go. We're going to head to my church now, and we have youth group tonight, and I'm teaching the lesson. So I got to get there, make sure I'm decently on time. I mean, I'm going to be a little bit late, but nothing crazy. And get there, hang out with the kids, teach this lesson. Kind of want to get a little treat on the way home, but I told myself I have to finish a hydro jug. If I don't finish the hydro jug, I can't get a treat. Today's my motivation. But let's go. I'm going to play this audiobook, and then I will... Oh my goodness. Has it been playing? I might have been playing like this whole time I've been talking by accident. Maybe not the whole time, but part of the time. I'm just going to like rewind it back a minute. All right. Yeah, let's go. Hello, you guys. That was like a real creepy intro on my end. Also, I have to raise up the camera. She's too low. I just got home, and... Is that better? Oh, I can't see. This cable in the way. I think that's better. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm still like cleaning my room after... Oh, we didn't talk about that. Don't mind this pile. Don't look down here. I got new bookshelves. I got the IKEA Billy bookshelves. I have 2 of them. You only see one here because the other one is behind y'all to the right. And... they're just stunning. They're amazing. I highly recommend, if you're looking to get bookshelves or to upgrade your shelves and you have this space, get the Billy shelves, because I gained width, I gained height. I thought I was going to be able to get away with 2, but I do have a pile of books like directly behind me of probably like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably about 30 books back there that don't have a home right now. So I am contemplating getting a 3rd. I just don't know whether I want to get another one this size or get the one that's half the width, but it's the same height. I want to be able to have growing room, and right now I am maxed out. Like, anytime I can pile them taller, I did. I don't like doing that when the books like don't belong together. If that makes sense. It's kind of weird of me, but I only really make those piles, like having the books this way instead of having them this way, when it's the same author. Like, I have a whole bunch of books from Anna Huang. They're in a tall pile. Jessa Hastings, she's got a pile. Lauren Asher has a pile. Obviously Sarah J Maas has a freaking shelf. So... yeah, I tried to use as much space as I could. I also tried to evenly space out the shelves. They're mostly even. My psycho like OCD kicked in, and I needed them all to be even because that was my biggest gripe with the Target shelves. I couldn't stand that the Target shelves weren't even, and no shame if you have the Target shelves and they work for you, like, by all means, like, that's great. Keep your shelves. But I just personally wanted even shelves. So that's why I opted for those. Sorry, I'm like trying to multitask here. I was uploading a YouTube video before I left, and oh, it did go up. Okay, I think my computer's just like tweaking, or YouTube Studio is just tweaking. Okay, so it did go up. I wasn't sure whether this video actually went live or not, because my laptop, the screen goes black after a certain amount of time. So I was like, I don't know if it's gonna pause or what, but my Beachside Book Fest vlog is officially live. It took me so long to edit and upload that because I was having issues with the footage, and then with work it was just like crazy busy. And then finally I was like, all right, I need to edit this. So I'm gonna drop the thumbnail off as if I'm like dropping it off somewhere. I'm gonna drop it to my phone so that way I can post it on Instagram tomorrow. Because me and Instagram are rivals right now. We're not friends. I don't think we were friends at one point, but we haven't been friends in a very long time, unfortunately. So yeah, I think YouTube is going to be where it's at for the foreseeable future. I don't view YouTube as social media. I view YouTube as if I'm watching TV. So I don't view it as social media, and I don't think I ever will view it as social media, just because I like watching that. Like, I don't watch TV shows. I'd rather watch vlogs instead. But anyway, back to Instagram. I just feel like we're really just jumping into it with this vlog. We're really just going to talk about all the things. My mental health and well-being is not great when I'm on Instagram a lot. And I feel like there's this unrealistic pressure to constantly be posting and creating content for Instagram because I have this following. And it's like small to medium size. It's not like I have 100,000 followers. I have 28.8 as of right now. It could be 28.7 at this point. I've been on a steady decline of losing followers, so I'm just like, whatever, like, you know, it is what it is. Instagram is just, it comes and goes. So I've been having more joy and more happiness creating YouTube content and watching that platform grow. So my focus is most likely going to be shifting over to YouTube, probably full time, and Instagram just to like post like, hey, I posted a video, or maybe to like post some polls and to get some feedback on what to read next. Like, that's probably what I'll start using Instagram for, but then the primary will be YouTube. I feel like it's a lot of pressure it's pressure that I'm putting on myself. It's not pressure that anybody's putting on me. The pressure to constantly be creating content when it's much easier for me to just vlog my day to day instead of like spinning up these ideas for pictures and carousels and reels, and long form content has always come easier to me. So I think I'm just going to continue to go back to my roots and pursue the long form content because it brings me joy, and I hope it brings you joy to watch my vlogs as well. So you'll get reading vlogs, you'll get weekly vlogs. I always, there's a fine line between what I consider like a reading vlog and what I consider a weekly vlog. Because I feel like I always do the reading in the weekly, but I don't always show the weekly stuff in the reading. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. So there's always going to be weekly vlogs. I'll throw in some reading vlogs, 24 hours, what I read on average, being a corporate girly. I have a lot of ideas, so I'm excited to execute them in the YouTube. So that video did go live. It's performing well right now, which is exciting. And I'm excited for everybody to watch it. So now that I'm home, I am going to just tidy up in here a little bit. I've been trying to do a little bit each day because to get these bookshelves built in my room, it was a whole thing. Like, I had to take all my books out, package them up, build the shelves, put all the books back. So now there's just kind of like little things everywhere. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Listen to Daydream. I'm up to 10%, 15%, 14%. So at this point we have Henry and we have Haley, and Haley is Anastasia's friend. I think she's like part of the friend group, and Henry was one of the hockey players. And the book, I'm not going to say that actually because that's kind of a spoiler. So This book opened very similar to a book that I read recently. That was another like hockey romance. And I was like, wait a second, did I read this already? But no, I just remembered it was a different hockey romance. It just opened similarly. So we have our girl Haley. So from what I gather, she is a curvy girl. And then there's Henry, who's kind of like the playboy, like doesn't date, kind of just wants to have a good time. And they meet. They have a little like sort of meet cute, but there's really like no feelings. It's just kind of like, oh, she's pretty, oh, he's attractive, like those kind of things. So that's all I got for you so far. That's as far into it that's how far into it I am right now. And I just realized I have books out of order on all of my shelves. I was looking over there and I was like, oh, those are out of order, but I kind of just like put everything in because I wanted my room back. Anyway, that's as far as I've gotten so far. No other thoughts, but it is a fun time. I really did enjoy the first 2 books in this series, so I don't know if there's going to be any more. I also don't know if Hannah Grace is writing anything right now. That's a great question. I would love to know. I'm on Goodreads real quick. We're checking together. So far, no. So far, it's just the Maple Hill series. So I do wonder if she's going to come out with anything else. Or if that's going to be like a one and done thing. I did get some very exciting book mail today. I don't know what I did to receive this, but I received it. And it's taking everything in me not to read it right now because it does not come out till the fall. And I know if I read it, especially during a weekly vlog, I'm going to talk about it. And it's too early to talk about it. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet. I think I am allowed to talk about it. I just don't think I will read it in a weekly vlog yet because then you guys will like get my thoughts on it and it's super early and then you'll forget about it. So I'm gonna read it closer to release day so that way we can all like get excited together. But look what I have. Are you kidding? Are you absolutely kidding? This is literally like a prized possession. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I have it. And I am very thankful that I was able to receive this. He's giving like Benson Boone. Like, are you kidding? Like, are you actually kidding? I can't wait. And her hair, like I always flip the freak out when our main female characters have like actually curly hair, not like curled with a curling iron, not wavy, but like actual like curly hair. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read this. I literally cannot wait. I'm so excited. I still need to read Out of the Woods, but that's the only other Hannah Bonham Young book that I haven't read yet. But Out on a Limb, I think we read it together. We, as if you and I actually read it together. But I read it a few weeks ago and I think I put it in a vlog. Oh my gosh, that book was so good. And then I read Next of Kin and Next to You, and they were okay. But like I would still recommend. And now I cannot wait to start people watching. Like I opened up the package earlier when I was downstairs. I peeked in and then I closed it back up and I was like, is this what I think it is? Because I just saw like this, like I just saw the title like barely and I was like, wait, is this what I think it is? And then I had played So Cool downstairs. I walked back up and then I opened it again and then it did like a little happy dance and then I was like, oh my gosh, but I have to get back to work. Like I just saw that I had a UPS package delivered. Like that's it. I was not expecting that from Dell. So if anybody from Dell Romance and Penguin Random House is watching this, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm I'm just so excited to read that, and I'm gonna probably end up annotating it because it's gonna be, oh, I don't even want to look. I don't want to get spoilers or anything. But I am gonna end up annotating and tabbing that because why not? Yeah, so those are all my updates. I don't have any other like book mail updates. I did recently do a haul last week, and I ended up with 3 books, and one of them, me and the booksellers bonded over the fact that he looked like Pedro Pascal. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm really trying to focus on my shelves, but there are just some really good new releases coming out, guys. Like today was releasing 10, I think, from the Boys of Tommen series, which is another series that's very highly anticipated for me, but it does make me feel better that it's not a complete series. I don't think. Let me see. Binding 13. Let's see. Okay, so here's the first one. Of course now, like, my internet's gonna be slow. Alright, so there's 6 books. But it doesn't show anything like to be determined or to be announced. But apparently the newest book has the lowest ratings. And the ratings for all these books are rather high. 4.4, 4.5, 4.4, 4.6, 4.3. And then this newest one is 3.6. Huh. Interesting. I wonder why. I have seen some things about this book, but I am trying to block them out because I don't want to know. I want to go into this series completely blind. But it does, like I said, make me feel better that it's not fully finished. From what I hear, that is what I hear. And then speaking of series, I need to do a reread, I think, of the Addicted series. Start from book 1 and go like straight rapid fire through to book 10. Because it's been a while and I keep dragging the series out. And Krista and Becca Ritchie have a book coming out in September, I think. That's a spin-off. Like, not necessarily like a spin-off, but it's part of the Addicted world. So I need to catch up before I read that. Yeah, there's just so much to read. Gotta make the time. Because I'm gonna stop saying so little time, because there is time. We just gotta make it. I got that from Yasmin Reads over on Instagram. She posted a story and said that, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start saying that. Anyway, this has been almost 20 minutes. A lot of this, I think, is gonna be cut, and if not, it's just gonna be a big old ramble. We're gonna have a long vlog this week. You and I are gonna hang out a lot, so I'm gonna go and get back to listening to Daydream, and I'll chat with you guys in the morning.
I obliterated some chess youths in the park earlier.
Hello, you guys. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I almost said Friday, but it is Thursday. I am working this morning, taking a little 2-second break just to say hi and stop getting distracted by this glare that's happening right here. My first ever pair of glasses did not have this glare, and ever since then, all my lenses have had glares on them, and I don't know why. It's very annoying. Anyway, good morning. I am working today. It is Thursday. I had an early start, had an 8 o'clock meeting this morning, and then have just been working ever since. I did run out to the post office to drop off books that sold on my Pengo last night and this morning, because I did a ginormous $5 sale. Some of them were like 10 and like maybe 1 or 2 were 15, but majority of them were $5. I have nothing. I have 1 book left. It's basically nothing at this point. Nobody wants this book that I DNF'd. Will I ever pick it back up? No, probably not, because I got bored and I don't have time for boring books. I hear the ending is great. do with that what you will, but I don't have time for this. So it is the only book left on my Pango right now. I do have a handful of other books, maybe like 4 or 5, that I do want to add just to keep my shop active. And I'm not going to be heartbroken if they don't sell, and if they do sell, I won't be heartbroken. Like, it's kind of just like, if they sell, cool. If not, like, fine, whatever. And I also did drop off a bunch of books, probably about 8 or 9 books, at a little free library by me that I like to go to. There was another one that I thought about going to, but it's just a little bit farther from me, and it's on the beach, so I did not want to go down there in the rain and then turn sand into mud. And yeah, it just wasn't a vibe for this morning. So that's what's going on. I feel so good that I got rid of that bag of books, because it's been sitting there for months, and these books have been sitting on my Pango for months, and then all of a sudden my Pango's been like crazy active. So that felt really good to get rid of them. I have a little more space by my bed now, and some of the books that sold were actually in my shelves, so I did a little bit of rearranging last night. Was able to add like okay, I was only really able to add 1 book in from this stack, from these stacks, 1 book like towards the bottom here. But you see, like, this, I have a whole like open space here because I'm a little bit how do I want to word this? When I organize my books, I don't like having books from the same author on 2 shelves. So if it's like the end and then the next shelf, I try to avoid that as much as humanly possible. So like, I wasn't able to really avoid it here, but I don't even know if you guys can see it. Okay, so yeah, there's 2 books right here. This is the Destructively Mine and Dishonestly Yours by Krista and Becca Ritchie. And then, let's see, we're doing a lot of show and tell here. This stack here is the Addicted series. So I felt okay separating those books because it is 2 different series by the same author. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna try to squish the Addicted series up at the top. It just wasn't working. So I was okay with that, and I just kept them separate. So I do have room. I have a good amount of room on this shelf for some more books. Just have to organize it in such a way that it makes sense. So that's the shelf update. I have to put like my little figures back where they were because I was moving them around a lot last night. I'm really like happy with how the shelves turned out, the organization. It took a lot of brain power, honestly, but I think it turned out good. Like, I could never do, like, some people do the rainbow and color coordinate. I could never do that. I think it would do more harm for me because I wouldn't be able to find the books. I'm better with like knowing who the book's by than the title, but I love to look at color coordinated organized shelves. It's just not for me. I've also tried to do like size, like put all my hardcovers together, put all my paperbacks together, but not all paperbacks are the same size and not all hardcovers are the same size. So that was getting tricky and it was just too much. So I also have more paperbacks than hardcovers because I do prefer paperbacks. Author last name is how I need to organize my shelves. And if it's like a middle name, I use the middle name instead of the last name. I've been trying that out because some books just fit better that way. So I said, you know what, this is working. I'll just keep it like that. So that's my shelf organization. We'll probably do a more in-depth like look at my shelves maybe tonight or tomorrow or over the weekend. We will do a more in-depth look at them. And I'll show you guys how I really, really organize them. I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna drink this coffee. I made a coffee this morning. This is my second cup though, so it's not like my first go at it. I was going to get coffee while I was out, but then I took a little bit longer at the post office and there was no parking by the coffee shop, so I said, no, I'll just make it at home and I'll try again later. Try again at like an off hour. But yeah, that's what's going on. I have Bible study tonight, and today my goal is to get to 50% in Daydream. I am at 35%, I think. I'm pulling it. I'm at 40%. Let's go. I have been listening to it a good amount this morning, so I really do think I could probably even get to 60%. I think so. And then I have a bunch of other stuff in my queue, but for this vlog specifically, we're only going to read probably 1 or 2 more books. I thought about getting back into Fearless, but I said, you know what? I'm at a 1 book at a time kick right now, and I'm really liking not reading multiple books at the same time because I'm finishing books a lot faster than I would if I was reading like 2 or 3 books at once. And yeah, like, am I in the mood to read fantasy? Like, yeah, but I just know that I want to finish this book first. The quicker that I finish Daydream, the quicker I can get into Fearless and dedicate all my brain power to that. So that's kind of the mindset that I've had recently with mood reading and reading multiple books. I'm really just trying like one next to that way I can completely focus in on the book that I'm reading and not be thinking about the other books that I'm also reading. I gotta get back to work now because I've just been rambling now for almost 8 minutes, and I'll see you guys later on my lunch break. Maybe we'll do something fun, get out of the house. Maybe it'll stop raining for once and we can go on a walk. Maybe I'll just go on the treadmill. I don't know. Either way, I have to get some movement in, so I will see you guys when I see ya. Commercial break because I think we just got book mail. So I'm gonna go check. It's UPS. I know I was getting a UPS package. Let's go see if it's for me, and if not, we'll get back to cleaning. All right, we do have some book mail. I know this is the new Meredith Trap because it literally says it on the cover here. So we have a cowboy romance. I'm very excited. I think it's a cowboy romance. I know I requested a bunch of books from Atria, so I think this is one of the ones I requested. Yeah, so it's called Homebound by Meredith Trapp. He's heading back to get the girl. Here's our cover. Stunning, absolutely stunning. I think there's some promo in here. Oh, we got a playlist. Good playlist. So I'll have to cue that up. I think that's it. I don't know when this comes out. Ooh, a prickly pear margarita recipe too. So fun. I love that. I love when there's little like tidbits like that. I don't know if this is out already or if it's coming out, but I will look into this and let you all know later when I'm done cleaning up the kitchen and when I'm done working. Okay, so now that I've done the baking, oh, hello, just my forehead. Okay, now that I've done the baking, I need to eat. So I think I'm like moving too fast for this thing. I think what we're gonna do is make a bagel. I think that's what we're gonna do, is make a bagel, because I'm not really in the mood for anything specific. Maybe I'll make like an egg sandwich. Do I feel like cooking? Not really. So maybe I'll have this bagel and like, I don't know. What else do we have? I move way too fast for this little lens to follow me. Hello. Maybe I'll do like ham and cheese. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll do ham and cheese on a toasted bagel. Let's do it. Okay, so the reason why I am perched here, hold on, let me get this more in frame, is to show you guys what I found on my lunch break. I found this cart and I figured I could do a little like DIY project with it. I'm just not sure about this top. It seems like it was a cutting board or a cork board of some sort tied on with like this, like, I don't know what this is. So I'm thinking about removing this and then maybe finding a piece of wood to put on top and then using this as my plant stand. So that's what we're gonna do with the rest of my lunch break while I wait for the banana bread to finish. It smells so good. It's almost done. It needs like 10 more minutes. Okay, Simon & Schuster really said, here's all the book mail. 3 packages plus the other one that I got earlier. So shout out to Simon & Schuster. Part of this is probably Atria too, if I had to guess. But we can open it together. If I can get it open. Also, why didn't they just send it in one? Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, I'm excited to read this one. I actually know what most of these are. So the first one is Hopelessly T-Voted by Audrey Goldberg Ruoff. This one looks really good and it goes on sale in September. I think this one was like, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. It passed, of course. He's like a enchanted, she's the girl next door. They probably like have to work together on something. So I thought this looked really cute. So I picked that one up. And then the next one is, hold on. Oh yeah, this looks like a good thriller. And I've seen Steve Kavanaugh before. I've heard good things about his books. This one's called 50/50 and it goes on sale at some point. I don't know when. But this one said, oh, that's right. I remember reading the synopsis of this one was really good. So the back, I'll just read real quick. It says 911, what's your emergency? And then it says, my dad's dead. My sister Sophia killed him. She's still in the house. Please send help. Then it's another phone call. 911, what's your emergency? My dad's dead. My sister Alexandra killed him. She's still in the house. Please send help. One of them is a liar and a killer, but which one? That sounds phenomenal. I'm excited to read this. Again, I don't know when the pub date is. I have to find out for this one and then the other one that we opened earlier, and I'll let y'all know. And then this one was already half open. Hey. Another thriller. This one's called The Killer Question, and it says the answer is murder. The question is who done it. This one goes on sale over the summer. It says indie next deadline is July 28th. Library Reads deadline is August 1st. So this is by Janice Hallett, who wrote The Appeal. And this one says the quizmaster's decision is final. Sue and Mal Eastwood run an isolated rural pub called The Case is Altered, where a weekly trivia game has revived its flagged Flagging Fortunes. I can't read, apparently. That is, until a body is found in the nearby river. Soon after, a mysterious new team arrives and shakes up the diverse field of regulars by scoring top marks in every round every week. Meanwhile, Sue and Mal have a secret of their own. Before arriving here, they had to leave town, and whatever happened back then seems to have finally caught up with them. 5 years later, the pub lies derelict, and their nephew Dominic is determined to make a documentary about their story. What happened at this unassuming pub? And can a single question really kill? So, looked good. I thought the cover looked cool. So those are my books. Shout out Atria for 4 books today. So I do have a lot of arcs and reading to do, but cannot do that until after 5 o'clock. That was weird. So I will see you guys later. We're so close. We got like an hour and a half left. I fear we have a dilemma. I fear that I am being persuaded by a certain booktuber and other people on the internet to ditch my entire TBR and start Binding 13. I have not read the series yet, and Releasing 10, I think, just came out. People are flipping out over it. I want to know what's going on, but I'm scared. I am really scared to read this series. I have the first 4 books. This is a series that I purchased before I made my rule to not buy the whole series before reading the first book. Apparently there's another book still coming out next year. Do I feel like having to wait until, like, do I feel like binging all the books and then having to wait for another one? No. Am I having FOMO? Yes. So now I don't know what to do. Part of me is also like, I want to reread the entire Addicted series before I finish the last 5 books that I have to finish. And then the other part of me wants to get my NetGalley score up. Oh my gosh. So I was going to have my June TBR be my NetGalley, and now I don't know what to do. Maybe I post a poll. Maybe I'll wait for my Instagram stories to expire currently that are up. There's only 2, and I think they expire tonight. So maybe I'll wait for those to expire and then post a poll, and you guys vote what I do. I think that's what we're gonna do. Because I can't decide, and I'm waiting till my Instagram stories expire. So maybe I'll post the poll tomorrow. And I'm waiting for them to expire because I get more people see my story once it expires and I post a new one. So I think that's what we're gonna do. But that's my dilemma. We're gonna go have lunch now and finish up Daydream. Okay, hello. I just finished Daydream. So good. I gave it 4 stars because I thought it was a good time. There were some points where I was like, come on guys, can you just like get together already? And there were just other things that maybe because it's been probably about, I'm trying to think of when I read Wildfire. I think it was last summer because it gives summer camp vibes. Well, because it is like, summer camp is like a big thing, like a big theme in that book. And I think it's been even longer since I've read Icebreaker. So let's just check Goodreads and see how long it's been, because I think that's also why I rated it 4. There were just some characters that I did really remember, and I was like, oh yeah, like I forgot about them. Like, oh yeah, this is Annette. But then there were other characters that I was like, wait, who are you? That's just a me problem. That's not like a book problem. So I Why am I doing this the most complicated way possible? Of course, I didn't put a start date, but I finished it March 7th, 2024. And then Icebreaker, I gave Icebreaker 5 stars. I remember really enjoying it at the time that I read it. And of course I didn't put a start date, but I finished it in 2022. Wow, it's been that long. I guess you could tell that I really enjoyed a book when it could be that long since I've read book 1 and I remember like minor details, the setting. I was gonna say the scenes, but that didn't make sense. The setting, the characters. So 2022. Then I read Wildfire in 24. Then Daydream in 25. I wonder if she's gonna write any more books. Because that was my thing too. There were some other couples mentioned in this book that I was like, oh, like that would be cool if like they had their own books. But at the time that they were mentioned, their conflicts, it seemed like they were already developed. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they're just side characters having issues. Maybe they're not going to get their own book. But if you have no idea what Daydream is about, it takes place in the Maple Hills universe. So Maple Hills is the college that they all go to. And then we have Henry, who's our male main character. We actually meet him all the way back in book 1. And Hannah Grace, I guess, has received many DMs about Henry. So she gave the readers this book because they asked for it. But we have Henry and then we have Haley, and Haley is an only child. I really did a lot to her actually. She's not an only child. She's an oldest child. That's what I meant to say. Henry's the only child. So she is the oldest. She takes care of everything. Nobody asks her if she's all right with doing the things that she's being asked to do. They just assume that she's okay and that they just assume she'll find the time and they just assume she'll get everything done. She has a lot going on. She has assignments. She's in college. She enters a writing contest. She's working a lot and she wants to be an aspiring author, but she doesn't have the life experiences of having a boyfriend and doing certain things with the boyfriend. So then in walks Henry, and Henry is your typical like, I don't want a girlfriend, I just have a good time. He has some undiagnosed like learning disabilities, possibly ADHD, things that we never actually get a concrete answer to, and she addresses that in the author note, so I highly recommend going and reading the author note first before diving into this one. So then Henry has some conversations with people and then has this like moment where he is wondering like, is he taking advantage of Hallie's niceness? So then he volunteers to help her with her book in exchange for her helping him with his schoolwork. So they kind of help each other out. We get a little bit of fake dating, and then they realize that they break every rule that they set. So then they realize that they're destined to be together, and that's basically the synopsis of the book in a nutshell. Highly recommend going and reading it. Do you need to read the other 2 books? Not necessarily. It really just helps to know the other characters in the book and knowing their past and their stories leading up to this point. But I don't think it's like mission critical. I think Hannah Grace did a good job of making these interconnected, but they can also be read as standalones. So if you're just really interested in like Henry's story, I don't think it really hurts. There are references made back to the other 2 books though. So if you get to that point and you're like, oh, like, what does that mean? It's probably because it does point back to another book. So now that I finished that book, we're at 34 books read. 32 or 34? I think it's 34. This means that yes, it is 34. Need to jump back in to the last Lauren Roberts book, which is Fearless. Yeah, it's Fearless. I am currently 7% or 8% into it on the very first couple of chapters. So I will be binging that tonight and tomorrow. And then I think I want to read Rewinded Back after that. I know we talked about how Libby was going to dictate my TBR for this video, but I really want to read Rewinded Back. I really do. I don't know. Let's see how I go with Fearless first. Fearless is probably going to take me a good portion of today and tomorrow and maybe even Sunday to finish. And then maybe we can start Rewinded Back after that. I am going to get back into work now for at least another hour, an hour and a half, and then I'm gonna go get coffee. I don't know if I want to go at like 3 or 4. I think I'm gonna go with 3 actually. The Starbucks by me is literally like a 7-minute car drive, but it takes me a half hour to get there, get my coffee, and come home because that Starbucks is just very busy. And sometimes I feel like they're understaffed, which I feel bad about. So not complaining, it's just that I need to allot a certain amount of time to go there and come back. And then tonight we're gonna have a readathon. So I'm gonna get back to work. I gotta turn my brain on for a little bit longer and I take a break, and then it's the weekend. So excited, so ready for the weekend. Just received more book mail. Guys, I promise this doesn't happen all the time like this. It's just that I put my request in like a week ago, and Atria was like, here's everything. So it was also a really good month for book selection for Atria's program. What is going on? I don't know why I'm like mangling this, but did I request this? It looks good though. So this is Jessa Maxwell's Dead of Summer, and she's the best-selling author of The Golden Spoon. So this looks pretty good. It's, I think, a thriller. I don't even know. Wait, hold on. Let's read the back together because it's short. It says, welcome to Hadley Island, where secrets lie under the sun and sand. Hadley Island, off the coast of New England, boasts cold and lonely winters and sun-soaking sandy summers. That's a hard one. Try saying that 5 times fast. Like its neighbors, Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard, the island's population balloons come June when a slew of wealthy families open their cottages for the season. The most prominent of these families are the Clarks, who own the largest mansion on the island, and up until 15 years ago threw a legendary 4th of July party. 15 years ago, a girl went missing. The billionaire, the heir, the almost fiance, the local girl, the recluse. Everyone's got a secret. Everything leads back to the fateful party. And this summer, the truth will come out. So that is this one. It comes out... I always get confused with these Indie Next and Library Reads, but the Indie Next is... Tuesday, and the Library Reads is Monday. So this is coming out very, very soon. If you've been waiting for this, check it out. By the time you guys see this video, it should already be out. So thank you, Simon & Schuster / Atria. This is actually Atria for sending me this. I have a little ARC pile going on, and I just have to decide what my June TBR is going to be. It's stressing me out. I don't know whether I'm going to do... I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to post a poll tomorrow or later tonight. Let's see how many hours I have left on my current story. Also, I've been on Instagram way too much today. I need to like get off Instagram. The current story has been up for 16 hours, so it's got to be up for another 8. So then I'll probably post my story tomorrow. But I think I'm leaning towards... I don't know what I'm leaning towards. I think I am going to lean towards working on my NetGalley because I do want my score to increase. Hopefully it'll increase a good amount. Let's see what I have to read here. And there's a lot of really good options on my shelf that I could read. A lot of Lucy Score. And then we have Just My Type by Fallon Ballard. Some Kind of Perfect by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I need to read the rest of those books before I can get to this one. The X-Vows by Jessica Joyce, The Game Changer by Lena Ferguson. These were all books that I had requested when I was part of Berkeley's program. But I just think my participation in Berkeley's program was like wrong place, wrong time. I wasn't expecting to get in. And last year reading, I don't want to say took a backseat, but it basically did take a backseat, and I was not a good ARC participant. So I'm hoping to read these, send them my reviews, and then maybe get into the program next year. I don't know. But I have that. The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas, which I was convinced that I read. According to NetGalley, I haven't read it. And according to Goodreads, I haven't read it. According to Storygraph, I haven't read it. So I have not read it. I need to read that. Then I have a bunch of Lucy Score, which these were re-releases. They're not anything new by her. It's The Dead Guy Next Door, The Corpse in the Closet, like that whole series. So those, I think I have the actual, I do have the actual books. I have 2 or 3 of the actual books. But then I could read the rest of these on my Kindle, which would be nice. Main Character by Hannah Orenstein, is that how you pronounce her last name, I think? Then Hotter in the Hamptons, Ghostwriter with Vengeance. This book called The Dirty Version. And then How to Break My Heart. 7 Year Itch by Amy Dawes. The Nantucket Restaurant, Revolve. And this book called I Don't Date Hockey Players. So that's my NetGalley shelf right now. It's a lot of books. So I'm hoping with reading a good portion of these in June, my score will go up to hopefully like 50%. I would hope. I'm just concerned because I marked so many of them. I think I was talking about this a couple of days ago with you guys. I marked so many of them as will not give feedback. I just hope that those don't like play into my score. But I think they're going to. I'm not sure. I don't know. I would have to send in a bunch of reviews and see what happens. I think we're gonna go get coffee because it is 3 o'clock. I could use something. I need to drink more water too. I have a jug here, a 32-ounce jug, but I need to drink like 2 or 3 more of them. So yeah, I just don't know if I should wait. Like, should I wait to go get coffee? Should I get coffee now? I just don't want it to interfere with my appetite for dinner. So that's why I'm thinking now. Yeah, let's go now. All right, hello. I'm back. I got my coffee. She's looking gorge. I am on this espresso kick ever since Florida. What I order is a quad shot over ice with brown sugar syrup. Take it home with me, and then I add my own non-dairy cold foam. But I have a gripe to pick with Silk. I think they changed the formula in their sweet and creamy creamer because it's not frothing the way that it used to. I know that because hold on, I'm gonna close the window because now it's getting loud. I know they changed the formula because I froth that creamer so often. I know what it's supposed to look like and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So it is like it's making a foam, but it's more like a cream sitting on top. It's not foam. Hopefully somebody understands what I'm saying. And then I put Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnadust on top. Yes, I'm using a Dunkin' straw because I was distracted at Starbucks, and when a guy asked me if I wanted a straw, I said no, it's all right. I think I was so distracted because so every time I go to Starbucks, they do this different. They give me the cup. It looks different every single time. Sometimes it's just the espresso and the cup, like this part of the cup is empty, which is fine because that's where I'm gonna put the cream. Today, they filled the whole cup with ice, and then the espresso was like all the way up to here. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I've never seen it come out like this before. And B, I'm really hoping the espresso is not watered down at this point because we got a long night of reading. It looks okay now. I took a bunch of the ice out. It should be fine. But fingers crossed because I just want it to taste good. That's all. And normally I would make this here. I'm just out of espresso pods. I need to order more from Nespresso. And I had a free drink, so I didn't even pay for it. So I consider that a win of the day. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, I started listening to Fearless in the car. I only got like 1% through it. So I went from like 7 to 8, I think, or 7 to 9. But anyway, I have gripes with Kit right now. Like, what is this diplomatic facade that he has going on? I feel like we get a totally different character in this book, and I guess this is what happens when you're left a whole kingdom to take care of. I don't know. I feel like he's a totally different person than we saw in books 1 and 2. So he's gotta stop. He needs to get back to what we used to see from him. And that's all I gotta say, because like I said, I'm only like 8% through it. So I'm going to pick it up again later after I finish working for the day. I only have a little bit of time left, but I gotta wrap some things up that will probably consume all of my brain power. So I'm gonna throw some lo-fi music on, or maybe some YouTube. And actually it's probably gonna be more likely YouTube, because I've been trying to catch up on some vlogs that people have been posting. So I will do that. I'm in the middle of, actually I'm towards the end of Faith's Reading Things, her new vlog that just came out. And then I will watch, let's see. Oh my gosh, everybody came out with vlogs today. What is going on here? I've been starting like at the top of my subscription box and just going down. So got Olivia Reads Latte, Sarah Caroli. I'm just looking at like book people. Emmy Rossum. So I have 3. I need to also catch up on Just Allie. I like her vlogs a lot, but those are my top 3 right now that I need to catch up on, or top 4, whatever I just said. So I gotta catch up on those. I'm gonna do that now. And then tonight is gonna be a lot of Dreamlight Valley and a lot of reading, because why not? It's probably gonna be back and forth between the two. Or maybe I will listen to my audiobook while I play Dreamlight Valley. I have to see what quests I have going on, because I'm noticing I can't listen to an audiobook and like also read through the quests that I have to do. So yeah, I need to just pick one depending on the work I have to do in Dreamlight Valley. So, all right, enough yapping. I'm gonna drink some of this coffee latte action going on here, and then I'll chat with you guys later. Good morning, you guys. I was just doing some reading and I got to the 200 page mark in Fearless. I'm also tabbing it. I haven't tabbed a book in a really long time, so I've been really enjoying actually reading this one. I took the dust jacket off and I've been kind of abusing this dust jacket, so I just said, you know what, I gotta keep it off, because I could keep taking it on, off, on, off, on, off. Just keep it off, and then once I'm done with the book, I'll put it back on. But I've made a good dent in it so far, so that's why I figured I would come talk to you guys about it. I'm trying to do camera updates every 100 pages. I think that's a good amount of time, because especially with this being a longer book, I want to make sure I talk to you guys about my thoughts on it. I'm not gonna be able to give you like much, because it is the 3rd book in the series plus the novella, so I don't want anything that I say to like spoil the other books. If you haven't read the series yet, or if you haven't read like this book specifically yet, I'm really having a good time. This book is probably, I would say, my favorite out of the 3, but it's a really close tie with the first one. I did thoroughly enjoy the first one. The second one was good, but I wouldn't say the second one is better than this one, if that makes sense. I know that was kind of just like, they're all really good, but then 1, 2, and 3. So I'm enjoying this. I feel as though we really, as the reader, sorry, I'm like redoing my hair just because it's bothering me. As the reader, we feel the change in the characters from each of the books, which I really appreciate, because these characters have gone through a lot, and I'm just really curious yet excited yet nervous at how this book is going to end. I genuinely don't know. I really don't. I have an idea, but it's fantasy, and I'm always like thrown off by the end of a fantasy book. So yeah, I have some like major like plot thoughts, which I'm not going to talk about in this book because they are tied like with books 1 and 2. But I will say that this book, I think, is going to be a good wrap up. I'm really liking Peyton and seeing her still persevere through everything that she has to go through. And then we have the brother dynamic of Kit and Kai, and the way that Lauren Roberts is writing Kai, it's almost like poetic, if that makes any sense. It's really having a good time reading Kai's POV and anytime he talks. So, and he's just like, I don't know, he's just infatuated, and I want him to come out on top. I really do. I feel like he's just been dragged along as the side piece, and I want him to come out on top. So I'm hoping that's the case. It is, I haven't worn my watch in like 3 days. I gotta put this on. It's 8:12. This morning I have to go to my church to help out with band practice in the sound booth, and then the rest of the day I'm free. So we're gonna be reading this all day for the most part and doing a little bit of a reset. But I'm going to make a whole separate reset video and edit that and upload that probably for tomorrow. So a good portion of today is going to be resetting for June. What the heck? When was it already June? I did make a coffee, of course. It's always my standard, like, typical recipe. I don't deviate it from that very often. It's almond milk and sugar in the raw and a Bianco Forte pod. So I'm sipping on that, sipping on my water. And I did post the poll. Let's talk about that real quick. We have a winner. Oh, it's getting close now. A lot of people are telling me to be responsible, but then a lot of people are telling me to do another option. Okay, so these aren't the official results. There's still at least another 10 hours left of the poll, but I had said pick my June TBR and making a reset video tomorrow. So that's today, which I'll be talking about my June TBR in. So I said binge your NetGalley shelf, binge Boys of Tommen, yes, I'm a first timer, or reread the Addicted Calloway Sisters series to finish that. I know I was talking about it yesterday. I'm 5 books into the Addicted Calloway Sisters series, but I read Kiss the Sky. So to put it into perspective for you, I read Kiss the Sky a year and a half ago now. I don't remember when I read Hothouse Flower. It was sometime last year, but I haven't read Addicted to You probably since 2023. I don't know when I read that. So I'm thinking I should reread the first 5 books and then finish the next 5 books. That's just my theory here. But I have 49% of people voting for binge Boys of Tommen, and then 42% binge your NetGalley shelf. I think what I'm going to end up doing is Boys of Tommen, the first 5 books, whatever's out and available right now, and then go into my NetGalley shelf after that. So once I finish the first however many books of Boys of Tommen, hop over to NetGalley, maybe get at least 1 NetGalley or 2 out of the way, and that will be my June TBR. I'm really trying to be better at like reading a series in chunks, like just binging all of the books instead of doing what I've been doing and just reading 1 book and then taking a break and then reading another book and then taking a break. Like, you lose track of what's going on in the series. The only series I've done that with is the Twisted series by Anna Huang. I read that whole series back to back to back, and it was really good. And I should just do that more often. So I'm doing it for June. That's the goal, doing it for June. I need to chug this coffee and get ready. I am ready, I'm dressed, but get my shoes on and get going. Make my second cup of coffee to take to go. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna wake up and we're gonna read all day. It's gonna be great. Okay, seriously, this is an abnormal week as far as book mail goes. I don't normally ever get this much book mail in a week. We got more mail. One of these is not a book. One of these is actually a t-shirt I've been waiting very patiently for. And I didn't vlog that week where I talked about this t-shirt, but this t-shirt, I ordered it the Thursday before, I peeked at the book now, at least one of them. The Thursday before the Liz Tom 40 event, and I was like, hey, I'm going to this event, your turnaround time borderline like guarantees that I'll have it in time. Do you think you can expedite it? Like, I'll even pay you more. And they were like, no, like with Etsy, you can't guarantee that because we don't know the shipping providers until you place your order. And I was like, rip. So I was still ordered it anyway because it was a really cute t-shirt and it just got here today. So I'm gonna wear it to the baseball game I'm going to tomorrow and do like a cute little sports romance type of like outfit, I guess. So I'll wear that t-shirt and take some cute pictures. I'll probably bring Caught Up. I was gonna bring Rewind It Back, but then I forgot that Rio played hockey. So obviously that's not gonna work. Or I might bring, no, Consider Me and Play With Me. That's both hockey. I wish I had a third Grace Riley book. I think that one's baseball. I have to double check that, but I'll probably end up bringing Caught Up. Anyway, I'll figure out which book I'm gonna bring and then take cute pictures tomorrow while I'm at the game. But Atria sent me another book. So this is a big week for Atria. It also makes sense because like I literally just put in a request for The Examiner by Janice Hallett. I've been seeing her everywhere. Barnes & Noble always has a display with her books. She's always got fully stocked books. So I was like, let me try this. This sounds good. I don't know if it's part of a series though, or if this is just a standalone, but the cover looks similar to other covers that I've seen by her. And I had one of her books at one point, and I think I put it in a little free library because I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna read this. I'm not really in a thriller mood. Like somebody else will have a good time with it. So we'll check and see if it's part of a series. If it is part of the series, I will get the other ones from the library and then read this one. This one is from Source Books, which means it could also be Bloom. The back says a recommendation from your favorite author inside. Now I was like tweaking for the last 2 weeks because I think Bloom's book, I can't get this open. I think Bloom's author list and the arcs that they give out it's the best influencer program to be a part of in my semi-professional opinion. So the email, it's wrapped in paper. Anyway, okay, so the request form came out while I was in Florida. The deadline to fill out the form was like while I was in Florida or coming back from Florida. So I said, I have to fill out this form. I have to fill out this form. Florida was insane. I don't remember whether I filled out the form or not. So I've been emailing them like, hey, did I fill this out? Because I didn't get a confirmation email. Radio silence. So that was 5 days after the form was due. So then 5 days after that, I sent another email. Hey, it's me again. Can you make sure that I filled out this form because I love this program? And then finally somebody got back to me and they were like, yes, you filled it out. Like, don't even worry about it. So I said, whew, good. Because like I literally, so like Emily McIntyre is Bloom and I have so many of her books and I'm excited to read them. Who else is Bloom? Kennedy Ryan is Bloom. Lucy Score is Bloom. Chloe Walsh is Bloom. Like I read Bloom authors. Jennifer Hartman's Bloom. Like those are my top go-to authors. And Lauren Asher I think is also Bloom. I know at least her new ones are. And I think the Dirty Air series is also republishing with Bloom, I think. Rumor has it. So I was like, I need to be on that list. So then they finally got back to me and I was like, okay, good. So let's see. Oh, the perfect book that captures the Venn diagram of romance lovers and true crime junkies. Clear your schedule because you'll binge just one. Elle Kennedy. Okay. Let's open it. I have no idea what this is. And I was also tweaking about not being on Bloom's program because when Releasing 10 came out, I was like, wait, I didn't see that as one to possibly request. Like, I would have loved to have received that, but to be fair, I've never posted about that series, so like, why would they send me that? And then new Jennifer Hartman book came out, and I didn't receive that either, and I was like, wait, like, I didn't see that as part of a request. Like, they always send me Jennifer Hartman, like, why didn't they send me this one? So that's why I was like, bugging out, but all is good. It's gonna be okay. I didn't receive one book from Jennifer Hartman. It's not a big deal. I'm actually going to see her in August, but it's in Philadelphia. So I have to figure out the logistics of that, but I bought the tickets. So I am gonna go see her and meet her, and I can't wait to be like, hi, you're amazing and I love you. So it's gonna be a total fangirl moment. Let's see. Oh, wait, I have this book. I think I have an arc of it, but it's All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles, and I've been wanting to read one of her books. So if Elle Kennedy is suggesting it, and Mia Sheridan's got the front cover quote. Oh, and it's got the pink. Wait, I love that. The sprayed edges are pink. That's really cute. Okay, so maybe this is a sign. Maybe I need to like bump this up on the TBR a little bit. The June TBR is going to be out of this world. I have at least 6. There's going to be like 15 books on it. This is going to be a lot of reading to do in June, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. We're going to have a great time. So shout out to Bloom for, and Source Books for sending me this. And that's the other thing too. The books that I've been receiving are the Source Books trade. Did I say that right? They're Source Books Casablanca, like trademarked, like that side of publishing. I haven't received anything specifically from Bloom in a while, so that's why I was also kind of bugging out. And this backlighting is really just like, I'm not happy with it. Okay, maybe that'll be better. So lastly, but certainly not least, my t-shirt. I ordered it from Etsy, like I said before. So, and this is like kind of, I don't know, the packaging's kind of, I'm making a mess with this packaging. They like folded it up really tiny. Oh, it's so cute. And it's comfort colors, which I was happy about. Look at it. It's got all the books on it. It's kind of giving like a fantasy-esque, like with the gold. I don't know. I just think like this kind of reminds me of like fantasy series, and the fonts remind me of a fantasy series. But I don't know. I just thought it was so cute. So I'm going to wear this tomorrow. And I'm so excited to wear it. So I made a mess, and now I have to get back to editing. So I will see you guys later when I take an editing break and play Dreamlight Valley. Me and this book, we're not friends right now. We're literally not friends right now. I just got to a particular part where I legitimately threw the book. And we're dog sitting, and I had the dog up here with me, and he jumped. And I was like, ah! This book is the epitome of, oh, I'm just gonna read one more chapter. And then you finish that chapter and you're like, I need to read another chapter. And then you finish that chapter and you're like, but I need to read another chapter. It's been me with this book all day. Literally, like, I have editing I need to do. I need to finish up the reset video. And here I am with this book. I have a lot of tabs going though. They're far and few between the farther along we get into the book, but I could easily see myself finishing this book tonight. I'm not even joking you. Like, it looks like I have a lot left. Like, I have this probably about 40% left. Let me see, because I've been listening to the audiobook too. Yeah, I'm at 61%. So I do want to go play Dreamlight Valley though. So maybe I'll listen to a little bit more of this and then go play Dreamlight Valley. I'm gonna need to take a mental break. Go play Dreamlight Valley and then pick this up again. Good morning, you guys. It is a couple of days later. I am majorly sunburnt, but I did just pick out my June TBR, and I just told the reset video all about the TBR. So I will show you guys the pile. It is a pile and then some audiobooks, but this is what we're working with for June. I'm very excited. Got a lot of different things going on in this pile, so I'm excited about that. And then I have some audiobooks that I need to listen to just to help get my, I was lining them up, it was bothering me, to help get my NetGalley score down. So some of my things that I have on NetGalley are already published. For some reason, I don't know, they sent me the NetGalley widgets. So I have like for example, this series already published, but it came out with these new covers and I guess like new rebrand for Lucy's Score. So I will end up reading this like on my Kindle, and I'll probably end up listening to it just to help get my NetGalley score down. So that's what we're working on for the summer. It's my summer project, actually, to get my NetGalley score way down. You guys were responsible on my Instagram story telling me to binge my NetGalley instead of binging Boys of Tommen, but we're gonna do both because I just want to do both. I was curious what you're all gonna vote though. So it was interesting. The scores came in very close, but we're gonna do both because I wanna get into the series. I only have the first 4 books, and like I was saying in the reset video, I might just stick with the first 4 books for this month. I might not go get the other 2, 3. I don't know how many books are left after that point. So I might do those in July. It depends on how much I'm loving this series, and then I'll decide towards the end of the month what I want to do about that. That's the update. I finished Fearless yesterday. That was a roller coaster, and it still was. Like through the epilogue, I was tweaking in the car because I was listening to the last like literally 20 pages in the car yesterday. Even the last couple of pages I was bugging out, but it was so good. That is a fantasy novel for me. The roller coaster of emotions, the highs and the lows, the twists, like I thought it was so good. Like say what you want about that series, but I don't peg books against books, really. I try not to, but this series was like, I couldn't get enough of it. Like I was constantly reading it, constantly thinking about it while I was reading it. It was great. So I had a good time. I do recommend. Yeah, are there other books apparently that are similar to it? Sure. But I don't know. I just thought it was good. So I will recommend it, and take with that what you will. You don't have to read it if you don't want to read it. I just had a good time. So I finished that. I gave it 5 stars. I just thought it was great. And I don't know. I just felt like the pacing was good. The wrap up was good. I didn't feel like she dropped all of these bombs on us at the last second. I felt like the bombs were dropped at a good pace towards the end. But it wasn't like the last 20 pages was when like everything unraveled and then you get all these answers all of a sudden, because it didn't feel like overwhelming. You just felt like, oh, like this is part of the story. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and that was the last book I wanted to read in this vlog. I know I said I wanted to get through maybe one more audiobook, but I don't think that's gonna happen because we're already at a week at this point, and I don't really know what I want to read today, to be quite honest with you. Like I have an audiobook that sounds interesting. I could jump into Boys of Tommen. Like I still have to figure that out. So we're gonna end the vlog here until I figure that out, and then you'll see what I ended up choosing in the next vlog. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to drink your water, as I'm about to do, because I've been rambling now for like the last 20 minutes or so. And don't forget to have a good day on purpose. Drink your coffee, tea, matcha, whatever you're drinking today, and read a good book. Be kind to yourself. And that's it. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.